What's up, everybody? I am training my leggies today. I had a couple comments. People said this is just a chest training channel, and although the 4 videos prior to the last push session were not chest, I guess I understand their sentiment. So I decided let's train some legs instead. Completely modified my entire split just for that comment. I'm just kidding. But today we have mostly quads, a little bit of hamstring. 3 sets here on the ham curl, seated ham curl, and then we'll move on to our next exercises. I think I'm gonna be doing leg extensions. I've been keeping those in. They're not feeling too bad, and they're allowing me to get a decent stimulus prior to leading into a heavier compound for quads, because my knees have been a little iffy since all the fake gear fiasco and all that crap. Let's get to it. Leg training, here we go. As you guys know, 2 ways to do these. 1, really push into the machine, get a lot of force production. 2, slightly forward, pre-stretch the hamstrings and do them that way. Pre-stretching the hamstrings, due to my hamstring graft that I had from my ACL, for some reason my left hamstring tends to cramp up a little bit when I do that. So I've kind of been forced to keep it this way, which isn't too much of a big deal, guys. It's not that much more of a hamstring stimulus. Like, you're still gonna get a great hamstring workout. So leaning forward, pre-stretching the hamstrings, you might get a bit better stimulus. Try it out. If you like it, fuck yeah. If it feels weird, just make sure you're really, especially on that one, you're really taking that last bit of the eccentric super slow. You don't wanna run into a situation where you haven't been doing it and then all of a sudden you try it and you fucking hurt yourself. So lighten the load, really lean into that deep stretch, lean into the slower eccentric there at the bottom, and then give it a shot. But again, if you don't like it, feel free to do them this way. I do them this way. My hamstrings are pretty decent. Hip hinging's the majority of my hamstring volume anyway. So lastly for these, long lever length. So get that fucking pad as low, as close to the heels as possible without any discomfort, and really get a huge stretch. App has me doing 170. I believe I have my rep match today because it's my lighter hamstring session. So one of my hamstring days, full on straight sets. The other hamstring day, I'll either change from a seated to a lying ham curl, or I'll add in some kind of intensity technique like mile rep matching, giant sets, you name it. So some mile rep matchies today. That was our potentiation, so that was our last warm-up before we go into the working sets. We were out in the sun all day yesterday filming a shoot for Rascal Apparel. You guys will see that soon. I am fucked. Hunter just danced up on Joe. Hunter's looking ridiculous right now. All right, y'all. And here we go. Hey! You guys are gonna start seeing me dead a lot more. I'm back in that sub 220 range. No, I'm fucking feeling it. There's a point in everybody's prep where they really question what the fuck they're doing. I think I've reached that point, and I'm like, if I do the shows I've been talking about, I'm like 8 to 10 weeks out for both. You can work in? Yeah. Yeah, you have to scoot that seat back a tad. Yeah. Not every day you get to try and breeze dad. Brian, he's a hoot. Oh my fucking god. The hamstring pumps, man, fuck. They hurt. I think that's, I'm gonna move on to quads now. Might just use the Prime. I like the Prime. You can put the eccentric loaded position. It feels really good for that. Especially for a leg extension, it feels really good. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm done, man. Take your time.
The RP Hypertrophy app comes with dozens of pre-made programs from 2 days of training per week all the way up to 6 days of training, with specialized programs included for shoulders, arms, chest, back, legs, abs, and glutes, each one with male and female options. You get them all and can use them as often as you like, even building off of them to make your own customized versions for only about $1 a day. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started.
So with this Prime leg extension specifically, I like to set that to the hardest position, being that deep stretch. You still get the full peak contraction. Like I always say, I'm never gonna rule that out. And then I put this as deep as possible. So that needs to go back a little bit. Now you can get that full stretch. Again, my knees, after the crashing of my estrogen, unfortunately, from the Philippine trip, it's not really felt the same since. My estradiol is probably still like sub 9, which is the normal. 9 to like 26 or 30 or some shit is the normal range. When I got mine checked, it was 2. It's probably back up to close to 9. I don't really aromatize too much anyway, even on like 400 mgs a test, but joints still don't feel that great. So I'm trying to warm up the knees a little bit prior to the session. Some adductors, adduction, hamstring curls, and then kind of cap it off with some. I'm making these working sets, and they're pretty good. They're helping me put a lot of blood into the area, so the quads can be the limiting factor on the heavy compound. So as you guys know, I have been back and forth on this exercise. Like, I'm never gonna do it again, adding it back in. I experimented with a bit of lighter weight, higher rep stuff on this, and it ended up, I had a really good hack squat workout that day that I did that. From there, I kind of kept it in just to see how it would feel. And it hasn't caused my knees much issue like it used to. So I'm experimenting with keeping it in deeper into preps, just for that kind of metabolite sequestration and pushing blood into the muscle prior to a heavier compound. Now, you guys already know my thoughts on all these fucking TikTok ass kids stating that metabolite sequestration does nothing, getting blood into this tissue does nothing. Mechanical tension is the only driving factor, which we actually can't say that objectively for fucking certain. So even natural, I did it when I was natural, I do it with my natural clients. Deep into prep, higher rep, more metabolite sequestration, intensity technique style, whatever you want to call it, really good to help you maintain your lean muscle tissue. That's taking into consideration you still have to train relatively close to failure during that time. Whether that's in the 7 to 10 range, in the 10 to 20 range, whatever it is, one thing that is consistent is the relative intensity, or reps in reserve, or proximity to failure, or RPE, or whatever terminology you'd like to use. The relative intensity of the set has to be such that you are taking your shit pretty goddamn close to failure. Sets of 5, sets of 30, don't care. So much fucking bullshit out there right now. It's just absolutes that we can't say with such conviction. And it just shows the lack of like real analytical science-based thinking. These kids calling themselves science-based and they're just not. They're just not. I try to keep things simplified. I don't want to have to go into talk circles around these kids, but I will. I really will. You guys don't ever hear me using excessive terminology to describe the way I'm doing things, and that's for a reason. I want to get actual information out to the layman so they understand they can make progress in the gym. Most bodybuilders that we're preaching to about hypertrophy or muscle growth don't really understand the terminology anyway. You got to simplify it. You got to make sure they understand. And it's up to them if they want to agree or disagree based on their anecdotal experience around specific things. Stop with the absolute bullshit. I'm just so fucking tired of it, man. Fuck me. Oh. One more of those. Then we'll move on to either Rogers or hack squat, depending on kind of the feel. I kind of alternated between the two unintentionally, just depending on the gyms I was training at and the hack squats. This hack squat is sometimes good, sometimes I get a little bit of joint irritation.
Feel so good at the start of a session, so talkative, and then you fade.
That's it. I fade like one set in, man.
Yeah.
Right now.
I feel you.
Dude, this is terrible.
Yeah.
This could be like 10 weeks out potentially. That's awful.
Just please, no. We're aiming for Texas. You're gonna be lean enough. It's gonna be fine.
True.
It's gonna be okay.
Technically, they're both in Texas.
The Texas Pro.
So I wouldn't be lying if I said yes.
Either way, you've been a zombie for longer.
I have.
It's fine.
I have. My whole life, technically.
Yeah. This whole thing, I've said it before, this whole thing is just a really, really convoluted suicide attempt.
Kind of.
We're just really bad at it.
That's true.
Take the slowest and most arduous route for some reason.
Damn.
It's like solo leveling, but in the opposite direction, like straight down.
Now that you put it that way. I should have cut the fucking Band-Aid.
I'll do it if you do it.
Fucking hell. This is like a very, very minute, intuitive cue. Maybe if you're a trainer and you watch your clients do these, you'll be able to see it. You might not be able to see it on the video, but I'm gonna come up and do a rep. And as I'm going down, I'm actually pushing my hips down lower than where my knees are and trying to keep my knees high. So what you'll see a lot of people do is they just go like this. I'm trying to actively keep my knees up, and notice I'm applying tension there and pulling my hips down. So if you're a trainer and you see your client's knees kind of dip down, you see their hips come up, Cue that, pull into the seat. Pull into the seat. Get the knees higher than the hips. Better stretch that way. Shit, I'll quick that time. Give it a little bit longer. Just 5 good ones. That was 1 my rep pause for both sets. We're gonna see how the squats go. Let that shit out, Brian. Let's go. Let it out, Brian. Let's go. Let's go. It ain't shit, Brian. Come on. Yes, sir. And that is one of the many reasons to come to Dragon Lair Gym, my friends. You don't get that shit in many places. Brianna Terra's dad, he's got a meet August 30th. 53 years old. He already broke a couple world records last year in his weight, in his age and weight bracket. And he's pushing his fucking self, and we're all here to push, you know? Just because you ain't lifting the heaviest load on the bar, you ain't doing the most reps, you're a powerlifter, you're a bodybuilder, you're a CrossFit athlete, you're an MMA fighter. People in here get after it, and they're here and they're rooting for you, you know what I mean? They're here hoping you accomplish your goals for real. So anytime we can get behind somebody, we fucking do it. I mean, you guys saw like the whole fucking leg room back here is rooting Brian on. That's cool as fuck, man. It's cool as fuck. This might be a bit too much axial loading for me. I might have to use the hack squat, to be honest. I'm gonna go hit a couple reps on the hack squat and see which one I feel better with today. Both kind of feel like shit. Trying to stick it out and not stop just because it hurts a little, but low back's been feeling a little iffy since sleeping last couple nights. So I'm gonna do this one more time, see how it feels, and decide where to go from there. All right, we're gonna see how this feels. Definitely a little lighter than normal. This is my last session, probably deload, so I expected a bit of a different performance, to be honest. Yeah, this is the last movement of the day. For most clients on my program, like abs and calves on their leg sessions, I'm doing calves before the session to open up some ankle mobility as well, 2-part, and abs after. I don't do either of those. I got a weight cap and my calves are fucking ridiculous. So that's gonna be it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close the video out here and just thank you guys for watching and subscribing and constantly leaving good feedback and learning from multiple sources, whether that's multiple people who agree, disagree. And just if you watch this channel, I think you understand the importance of conjecture and coming up with your own world model, worldview, and the way things work. Learn from me, learn from others, come up with your own conclusions. Always keep an open mind. And most importantly, just be a good person. We're gonna leave you with that today. Guys, appreciate you watching. I'm gonna go dog. Peace.